Hello. I'm here to talk to you about the craft. Wait. Crafts! We're going to do a craft vlog. Spooky season! Yes! So I guess I should It's okay, my neighbours know I'm ridiculous. Me and my bleeding candles. Look at it. So, we're going to start with the spooky stuff and move on to the less spooky stuff. But Editing Sarah is doing her own kind of magic right now, so my outfit's going to change. This is just the cloak. So, cloak. Cloak. Back to past, future, something, Sarah? Bye. So first of all, yes, this cloak, it's outrageous. I'll stand up, but be careful not to mess with my microphone too much. So yeah, this is almost floor length on me. Managed to stop it being quite that long. So there we go. So this is a cloak I started when I was maybe 12 or 13 and I was doing medieval reenactment. So it's historically accurate dyed wool broadcloth. Well, accurate to the medieval, the 1350 to 1450 period. No, I don't know how they got this amazing, frankly outrageous blue, but I love it. So I started this when like I said, when I was a medieval reenactor, and I actually stopped reenacting before I could finish it. So when we were clearing out the attic and doing house things, found this and decided to make it into a cloak. And I realised that since I'm not actually a reenactor now, I could give it a pointy wizard hood, like a fantasy cloak. It was pointy, not because I specifically wanted a pointy hood, but this is essentially a semicircle of material with a rectangle in the middle. So sort of a quarter circle, a rectangle, a quarter circle. And because I've basically done this the width of the material, I had these nice swooping shapes at the corners. So I just sewed them together and it came out as this lovely pointy shape. I wanted the hood to be big enough that other people could also wear this, but since my head is quite small, it was just drooping. So I've done some braids. So I've done loads of different braids, they're all in wool. Let's see if that'll look. Okay, there we go. So I did some simple 4 or 5 strand braids with different yarns. They're all wool, so this is all wool, this cloak. I just wanted to stiffen that edge a bit. And I don't know if medieval people did this, but I've done this. So nice braids to stiffen the edges all the way up over the hood and back down again. I did them in smaller lengths, which is why I've got these little sets of them, which will turn into the ties at some point. I also did some other finger loop braids while I was figuring out what I wanted. And I can't remember if I brought those upstairs with me, but we will assume not. So this cloak, beautiful as it is still way too hot for September, so. Oh, that's so much cooler. So cloak is one thing. My fabulous bird mask. So I am making a plague doctor mask. That was just a temporary staple. So it's still very much in progress. Take that out before it hurts anyone. By anyone, I mean me. So it's very simple. I've made it out of foam. It's stitched quite nicely on the beak. So as if it was leather, with 2 needles just crossing over and crossing over. The rest of it is mostly just tacked together at this point. I need to finish sewing that middle bit, and then I need to do some painting and sprucing it up to make it look more like leather and less like craft foam. But I think it's pretty cute. Look at their face. Also, on theme, I have a miniature broomstick. This is literally just a stick from the woods that I sanded down. And then a bundle of dry grass, because we have not mown very much this year. So the grass was pretty tall. So I just cut swathes of it, bundled them up. Once they dried, I wound that and string around this handle, tied it off nicely and securely. Miniature broomstick. So getting to some slightly less unusual crafts, I suppose. We'll start with some sewing. So let's go lay down. I have been making a skirt. So far I have the body of the skirt. It's all sewn in around the front. It is on the front of the waistband. So this is the centre back. So what I need to do next is put a zip along the 2 centre back lines, sew it up, and then I can put the waistband facing on, which is all sewn together at the moment. I am procrastinating over the zip. Zips are not my favourite. Zips are scary. But it's all interfaced and it's got beautiful deep pockets. I don't know if you can see that. That's my hand there. I'd already made this pattern before. It's the Brumby skirt by Megan Nielsen. This is probably reversed. If it is, I will try to get a picture that's not reversed. So I've already made this before in a different material, and I really liked it, so it's now in dinosaur print. So, I like that it's got Triceratops as well as T-Rex, because Triceratops is my favourite dinosaur. Well, ceratopsids are my favourite dinosaurs. That is sewing. My knitting is largely things shaped like socks, sock-shaped objects. We have an actual sock. So that is the first sock in the pair. This amazing colours. I call these my Frankenstein socks because they're this like proper mad scientist experiment green, orange and purple and blue. I think they're fabulous. So that's the first sock. This is what I have of the second sock. So turn this upside down. So this is the top of my sock. This is the heel. And once I've done that, heel, I will pick up stitches from the rest of this sole, taper it all together and carry on the tube, because socks are literally a tube with an end and a bit of shaping to get it around the ankle and heel. So, socks. Sock-shaped thing the second sock-shaped thing. I have some deep purple socks. I can't remember if I have managed to undo this. Okay, that's fine. So this is just, I may have mentioned it on a previous blog. I was making socks and they were a complicated pattern. It was taking me forever. And I got most of the way down the foot and realised that I didn't have enough yarn to finish them. So I ripped it all back out, put it back into a ball of yarn and started from the toe and knit up the foot. So I would always have enough yarn for the sock. It was going to be plain, and then I got bored, so my purple sock has little lace bats. Bat. So there's his little feet. There's a wing. His head is up there. I think they're amazing. So that's my first sock. I haven't started the second one, but I will soon. I like the bag they came on as well. This is probably reversed. If it is, it says The Never-Ending Quest for Warm Feet by Coop Knits, who are the yarn company I got the yarn from. So, third sock-shaped object is a Christmas stocking. In two colours, a nice deep red and a creamy white. So it's kind of like an antique-y colour scheme, really. So, start at the top. I'm doing 3 repeats of this Christmas star down the body. I will do 2 repeats of it on the foot, and then I'll do the toe. I will do the toe of this stocking. So I think this is fabulous. And it's all ferrule for those who care about things. So that's the inside. It's like a little candy cane, because it's all I'm knitting with 2 balls of yarn at the same time, as you can imagine, gets a little bit confusing. So hopefully that will be done before this Christmas, because I started it last Christmas and then I lost it. I will finish it and then start stuffing it with goodies in the lead up to Christmas. Sock. And this, unlike all the other sock shaped things, doesn't need a second. It's an only sock. It's nice. Sock. Still in knitting, I was making twiddle muffs. If you don't know what a twiddle muff is, it is something that was essentially for dementia patients. It's basically a nice cozy tube of fabric. It could be crocheted, knitted, probably could be sewn. Mine is double, so it's an outside tube and an inside tube. So turn the packet the right way out. So the idea is that onto this tube you put various things for people to fiddle with. So in this one, knitted leaves and sewn them on. You can make bees, you can put zips, crinkly paper, buttons, baubles, just really anything. You ideally want some things on the outside, and then some things on the inside as well, so that they can have their hands in this fiddling. So I've made 2 basic ones. I've kind of stalled because I was doing this for a charity, but the charity isn't replying to messages, so I don't know if they still need them. So there's nowhere for these to go when they're finished. So if I haven't heard by Christmas, I'll just put them somewhere, donate them, sell them on Etsy, I don't know. It's all yarn scraps, so I don't mind. It's just want them to have a nice home. So that's going to have ribbon threaded through to make that slightly more interesting. Some of this is nice fluffy snowflake yarn. Some people do like ribbon yarn. You could do different textures, lots of different colours, obviously. It's way more fun. So we'll see what I can do with those. I think that brings us on to crochet, which means I need to just quickly pop out. Okay, I've returned with my crafts. So in crocheted things, I've got a couple of people I haven't introduced you to. No. I have 2 D&D monsters. We have Beholder and an Illithid from Dungeons and Dragons. So I made both of these for Brian and they normally sit behind him on his computer. I thought I'd done a video with these in, but apparently not. So there they are. I love them. Down for a second. I love that he's got a ridiculous robe with a ridiculous collar and floppy sleeves. I think he is the cutest, but you probably shouldn't tell him. Other crochet news, I've been making a cushion. Again, stash busting. So this is going to be just a cushion cover, but then it was turning out bigger than expected. So I've given it a backing from my scrap bag. It's a thick fleece blanket. then just stuffed it with stuffing from an old cushion that was it was dying. I rescued it. The original pattern was just one colour in this stitch. So for English crocheters, that is alternating double crochet and I think treble crochet, I can't remember. But in US terms, it's singles and doubles. So single and double in the same stitch, miss a stitch, single and double, miss a stitch. To get this nice wavy pattern. And that pattern is when you go one way and then the other. But yeah, I started in the blue and got bored quite quickly. So I switched it up with some different colours and some different stitches. So it's a very me object. So it's still got some ends I should sew in. I've got the 2 yarn ends from actually making it. But then it'll be a nice plump cushion. That's quite cool. And I think last up, I have a whole new craft. I don't know why. I can't stop myself. This is tatting. It's a way of making kind of lace objects. I'm making mostly edgings. So you're essentially, well, I've done all these with 2 strands of thread, that's the word, 2 strands of thread. The one I'm on at the moment, you're basically, it's just creative knotting. All of this is creative knotting and tangling. I don't care what you think. It's the one I'm working on at the moment. I say on the moment, I haven't cut off the thread yet, so theoretically this is still ongoing. I haven't worked on it in probably months. I have quite a lot of it. So this is made, you have thread on a shuttle and thread on a ball. You can do 2 shuttles. Shuttles just make it slightly easier to get through tight gaps. You're just knotting thread in pretty uniform, decorative ways. It's witchcraft. I don't care what you think. It's witchcraft. So some people make lace doilies and things. I'm not a very doily person, so this is just edging for clothing, really. And yay! And that is pretty. That's probably not it, but I can't remember anything else. So now I'm going to go put this craft room back in order after I've turned it upside down. Pray for me. See you all soon. Bye.